Okay, here we have two binomials and they have radicals in them and they're being multiplied. So I have a binomial times another binomial. And usually when we have a product of binomials, what we do is we use the FOIL method. Okay, we use the FOIL method and that's what we're going to use here. Be careful with the square roots though, okay? So let's start. We're going to do 5 times 5. I'm going to do the first one with the first one in the other parentheses. That's 25. Then we take that same one, but we multiply it times negative square root of c. So that's going to give me negative 5 square root of c, because 5 times negative square root of c is negative 5 times the square root of c. And now we take the second term here and we multiply it by the first term. That gives you square root of c times 5. That gives you 5 square roots of c. And then we take that second one times the last one, and it's square root of c times negative square root of c. So you know you're going to get negative square root of c squared. And since we're multiplying, we multiply the radicands. Okay, c times c is c squared. When we multiply the square root of c times 5, we can't say square root of 5c. Okay, when we have c times the square root of c, that's just 5 square root of c. It's like having 5 times x, that's just 5x. You cannot say this is the square root of 5c. That's wrong. Be careful with that. Okay? Now, if I multiply square root of c times square root of c, I have two radicals. Well, this is the product property. I can join them inside the same radical and get c squared. Okay, and that's what happened here. Be careful with this. Okay, so let's get back to our multiplication here. 25 has no other like terms for me to combine it with, so 25 I keep. Negative 5 square roots of c plus 5 square roots of c, that cancels out and becomes 0, minus the square root of c squared, and the square root of c squared is c. And this is your answer. And that's how you multiply two binomials when you have radicals. You have to be very careful with how you combine the coefficients. Okay, be careful and don't bring the coefficients inside of a radical. This is wrong. Okay, if you have radicals and they're being multiplied, you can join them inside the same radical and multiply them together inside the same radical. Okay, but in this case where you have a number times a radical, the number stays outside, the radical stays inside. Okay, I hope you understood this problem. This is just a review, and afterwards we're going to talk about rational exponents.